Hello Dungeon Master. In this video, we create a butcher's shop. We are going to be creating a number of shops in future videos for any towns or cities in your campaign. So, if you have any that you think would be interesting or would like to see us make, let us know in the comments below. This type of map can be used as a battle map, or it might simply be a point of interest, one where the players can see the layout of the shop itself. Whilst roleplay has a lot of theatre of the mind, sometimes it's nice that everyone around the table or keyboard has the same visual representation. You may decide to have a number of encounters at one location, or meetings with the shopkeeper, and while they may just be chatting, it's nice if something does kick off, you can pull this map out of your pocket and are ready for everyone to roll initiative. So let's talk about this shop itself. It has three main sections. The current area is where livestock would be kept. Chickens, cows, deer, or any animal that's native in your campaign. Since the butcher would need a supply of meat, at least this way they live nicely and are looked after beforehand. There was also a dugout hole in the back garden. While bones could be used for different uses in the game, for example given to magic shops or used to make artifacts or trinkets, the hole here is for any that was not able to be used. Those of you with eagle eyes and have watched our other videos will notice that the outside pathway is the same path we used in our blacksmith video. I'll pop a link up in the top right corner there so you can watch after if you want. Whilst I don't think any players will be looking out for this consistency, if you have these shops in the same town or city, then they could be on the same road. And you as a DM will know that things align correctly. I mean nicely. We placed two large smokers in the front garden, because let's face it, who doesn't like a nice bit of smoked sausage or smoked cheese?
Cheese, Gromit.
Plus, with that smell wafting across the street and town, customers will be looking forward to opening time. The main large area inside the building is where the meat will be brought and prepared for selling. An abattoir, if you will. There will be meat hooks where it can be aired, and other stuff that happens when people make animals into food. I don't know, I'm really still surprised that people didn't know where a lot of their meat came from, apart from the shop. I was more baffled when people thought fish fingers were actual fingers from fish. But since this is a fairy tale map, I guess you could have anything you wanted on sale here. Let me know the random things you would have in your own shop, like haggis. The front room with the long desk will be the butcher's shop, where customers will come in and purchase things. We'll spend some time going between the two rooms as we create the map. While we insert blood splatter in the abattoir, most of the finished products will be hanging on the walls or out in the front shop. You will also notice a big barrel of salt in the corner. This is to help preserve, and all your other salted meat needs. Okay, so a few examples of how you could use this map. Well, Aconite has banned me from using Sweeney Todd as an encounter example, so I am totally not going to say that you could use that idea of a butcher working with someone else in town to dispose of bodies. Not even gonna mention it. But a way you could use this map is that the butcher is selling tainted meat. The townsfolk are getting a bit sick. A few people are hugging the toilet a bit too much. While people won't have worked out yet where it's coming from, the more perceptive players might be able to figure out with a survival check that the meat, when eaten, is a bit too gristly or a bit tougher than maybe it should. The butcher might have found a large dead corpse and incorporated it into his meat. You could look through the monstrosities and decide which animal it might be from. And maybe, if you wanted to add an extra effect that it would have on the populace who've eaten the meat, you know, as well as the vomiting and raging diarrhea. The tavern where the players are staying are complaining that they're running low on their meat and need someone to go pick some up from the butcher. For some reason, they've been a bit quiet lately. Has something happened to them? Or could they simply use a hand to get through the backlog of work? You could choose to have the butcher missing. This begins an adventure to go in search of them. Have they just taken a holiday? Or is there something else happening? Maybe the players need to get involved, as lately the butcher and another shopkeeper have been arguing over something. It's getting more and more heated, and townsfolk are wanting someone to intervene and calm the situation before it escalates. The townsguard might not have time for this, as nothing has actually happened. Can the players get to the bottom of the argument and help both shopkeepers stay pleasant to each other? Could it boil down to a simple misunderstanding, which could be brushed under the carpet? Or will there be fighting in the streets? Ooh, cleavers at dawn. If the players need somewhere in town to call a home, maybe one of the party knows the butcher from their backstory. Maybe it's even a family member. This might be where they spend the night when they're in town. A safe place. If the butcher retires or decides to go off on their own adventures, the players may become the new owners of the shop. They might choose to run the shop themselves, or even hire someone so that the group can receive some passive income while they're off adventuring themselves. Is the butcher's shop the main hub of the drug cartel, or maybe some other smuggling ring? This could be drugs, potions, magic items, or anything else you can think of. What better way than to bring in the shipment with the carcasses? No one is going to think anything suspicious of a butcher receiving animal bodies. If it just so happens that they're full of unknown items, then the butcher can process the meat, and as well as selling on the sausages, they can pass on the other items surreptitiously too. Nice little bundle packages, maybe sat in plain sight. Strange how only a few people ask for them. Let's hope there aren't any meddling adventurers out there who could put the clues together and bring this criminal ring to their knees. So hopefully this video has given you some inspiration. If it has, please do hit that like button so we know you like this content. And if you can do me a favour and leave a comment, it will really help the algorithm. We're trying to grow this channel, so appreciate all the support that you give us. If you're feeling fruity, you can also support us further on Patreon, where you gain access to all of our maps and find more about our life behind the green screen. So until next time, may the dice be ever in your favour.